friends are a big deal because friends oftentimes set the pace for where you're going to be.
Good friends are honest.
If you don't have friends, you'll be really lonely, you know?
I personally think that we can't exist without relationships.
Me and my friends are cut from the same mold.
My friends mean everything to me.
And who are you to say who's a good friend and a bad friend?
I mean, they're not going to affect me.
Rick talks to a lot of teenagers and knows a lot about choosing friends.
Yeah, friends are a big deal because friends oftentimes set the pace for where you're going to be.
Lori works with teenagers too, and she knows friends are a big deal.
I think it's very important what kind of friends you choose, because you are a product of the people who you are around.
Great. I see it coming. A lecture on my bad friends.
My friends don't rule my life.
You get to high school and you're a freshman and you're real insecure and you want to be real cool, and you know, you start seeing the party scene, and at first you get there and you're just like, oh, I'm just going to go socialize and go see people and stuff. I want to see what a party's like, you know. And then you get there and it's like everyone looks like they're having so much fun getting totally drunk.
There's no question in anyone's mind. Michelle has a definite wild streak.
Michelle uses her non-stop energy for a lot of good things, but she used to use it for a lot of not so good stuff.
I was a really big troublemaker, and not so much that I didn't steal or do anything like that, but I was definitely one of the leaders of the pack type thing. And I was always out partying and stuff, always.
They should be, you know, they should be friends. You know, they shouldn't like go back on their word or whatever. Not always confiding in them.
Why?
Because I'm scared of their judgment.
They, you know, help you out.
Anyone who lives near an ocean will tell you this is a great way to spend the afternoon.
These guys are pretty good at what they do.
They're also great friends.
They can encourage you in things that you like doing, and they can help you out in any time of stress or any trouble, you know. And I just really think friends are a good key, you know, to life.
Yeah, it's like a full-on support type of thing, you know what I mean? If you're going through some trip or something, you have somebody that you can trust, you can always go and talk to them and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's just really been a helpful thing for me.
Melanie. Okay if I say name?
Oh, yeah.
She's my best friend.
And what makes her a great good friend?
Because she's always there to listen to me. Friends are good. I like my friends. Friends? I love my friends.
Like, you need them.
Love. Yeah, time together, caring.
Sometimes we don't make the right friend choices. Frank works with teens now, but when he was a teenager, he'll admit he made some bad choices.
I had friends who were raped in jail, who were raped down the street, beaten with trash cans. I avoided all that.
Frank used to be a member of an LA inner city gang. He's been beaten pretty bad himself several times.
One time at this very high school, Frank was walking home when 3 guys beat him bad.
almost beaten to death.
It was about then that he started questioning his friendship.
I made a couple of decisions. One I was going to do right no matter what. And if it meant being by myself Friday night, which it meant sometimes, a lot of times, I was going to sit there, be by myself, and do right, to be around a bunch of other people and do wrong.
Michelle was making the same kind of choices.
Your friends influence what you do. And there are lots of people out there who aren't strong enough who don't want to stand up, you know, if they think that something's just morally wrong. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a sin, you know, but if they think that something's not, if they don't want to do something or they think something's cruel that you just did to someone or things like that. I mean, I see that happen all the time to people. They just get sucked down lower and lower and lower, you know, into just being kind of a terrible person, you know, and they started out real cool.
Most people reject the idea when you tell them if all your friends jump off a cliff, this is what parents say, if all your friends jump off a cliff, you're going to jump off a cliff too. The reality is, probably. When you really stop and look at it, you may not jump off a cliff, but if you look at friends, they tend to become like each other. They all talk the same way, they use the same slang. If one guy's into a certain kind of music, and pretty soon all his friends get infected by it and they get into it too. Friends tend to infect each other. So if your friends are into junk stuff, you're going to be into junk stuff. Just a matter of time.
We are definitely influenced by our environment and by the people that are around us. And if you continue to hang out with students or friends that are participating in things that you don't want to participate in, who operate under a different value system, you will be affected by that. We just can't help it. I think it's part of our human nature.
Michelle's parents are going through a divorce right now. It's hard on her.
If she went to her old partying friends about it, what would they say?
If I turned to my old group of friends and told them what was going on, they'd be all, you know, they'd be cussing and saying, you know, oh, tell your parents to go, you know.
But if she went to her new friends with the same problem...
They're there for me. I have lots, and God's really blessed me with lots and lots of really caring friends who are wise. They're not stupid, you know.
What we're trying to do is basically to be together, you know, in unity, just to be as one, you know, and work with each other, encourage each other, you know, like, oh, that was okay, you know, you didn't do it as well as, you know, we thought you could, but, you know, try again, you know, there's another chance, you know, just do the best you can and, you know, just lift each other up.
Yeah, I agree with that totally because it's a whole support kind of thing, you know what I mean, friendship in general, and it totally goes within the team thing.
Some of my friends do things I don't do, and I won't do.
I say I can keep my old friends.
The whole thing called crowd psychology. If you're with the crowd and everybody's doing a certain thing, you may end up doing that without even realizing it. It's important to make sure that you don't put yourself in a situation in the first place.
I'll give you an example. You hang around with a bunch of academic gaggers, you know, guys who are just getting F's and D's and, you know, ditching school and stuff. You're going to be a gagger. You know, you'll watch your grades go right down the toilet. You hang around with guys that are academically a little sharp, and they're going to pull you up. Your friends will pull you or drag you, depends on where they're going. So if your friends are guys that are always looking for a level that's better, they'll pull you up with them.
You have to be so careful because the peer pressure, you know, the peer pressure is so much there for kids nowadays, and, you know, you can get really hurt from it.
If you think you're strong, hey, great, hang out with them. But you know the saying, man, you become like whoever you hang out with, and that's the truth, definitely, man.
Slowly but surely you start rationalizing things. Yeah, it's okay to have one. No, it's okay just to hang around. It's okay to smoke one joint. Eventually you'll end up, you know, doing what you want to avoid in the first place. I think it's better to make a clean break.
There are a lot of people, I think, that you can find that would do things with you, that you can have things in common with, and those aren't necessarily your good friends. I think your good friends are the people that really know you and stand by you, no matter what the crowd might think of you.
I think there's a lot more than just doing things together, you know, talking to each other, communicating is one of the keys for us, you know, as being friends, because if we're not communicating and thinking on the same level, then things just don't work out, you know, we're walking away from each other, you know.
Man, it's not so easy. These guys are my friends.
So they're not perfect. Now what?
Whenever you change your lifestyle, there's always an adjustment period. And you may come around people who are not familiar with your lifestyle or familiar with how you react to things, and they may have initial problems dealing with you. But you have to choose right whether you do it with friends or whether you do it by yourself.
Even if you just find one person that you can really trust, it doesn't have to be the guy you hang out with every day, or maybe you guys can just have it like a kind of a secret kind of thing or something, you know, where you just you and that guy share, you know, your feelings and your thoughts with each other, and then that's, you know, like if something comes up, you got somebody to talk to.
I personally think that we can't exist without relationships, without friendships, that we were not made to be alone. And I think that loneliness is what drives some people to utter despair. And I think, you know, your need for friendship, my need for friendship is completely natural and normal.
I think the cool way of being a friend is just being able to talk to each other about anything, you know, being open, fully open with each other, you know, and your feelings and what's happening inside.
The other ones who did not change their life, they all paid a price. Every last one of them paid a price. Some are dead, some are insane, some are bums, or some are just chewed up.
I just saw myself as a total leader of the pack type thing, you know. And I thought that because I was in front of all of them, or I thought I was above all of them, you know, that they couldn't influence me, that I was the one influencing them. It's not that way. Because just the simple fact that I think that shows that they're influencing me.
Are the people you call your good friends really your good friends?
Or are they dragging you down to somewhere where you shouldn't be?
Friendships are important, but a good friend won't screw up your life.
Maybe you need to make a break, a clean break.
It might mean sitting at home by yourself a few Friday nights, but it's worth it.
It's worth it to your future.
Find good friends.
And put your life on the right track. You deserve good friends and a good future.